Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Hyperion Open Cup. But this time, we've got a little bit of a show match for you. This is going to be the Legends show match, which essentially is just going to be some of your favorite players teaming up under Team Alpha and Team Bravo. And let's see which one are going to be coming out on top. This is going to be casted by myself, Marks, alongside Spooky. We've got Oakley doing our production and observing once again. And Spooky, how you doing this fine evening?
I'm excited, Marks. This is going to be fun. Nice little show match. We get to see players who don't normally play together kill each other. We've seen the teammates already starting feuds and rivalries in the chats. Getting ready, I think Loki or Lochnak is going to be counting how many times he gets Capanemo in this during this show match. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Basically, let's run through some of the team members that are going to be playing tonight. First off, we're going to be starting out with Legends Alpha, which we do have caffeinated on as that coaching role. Or I guess kind of just the owner in this sense. And this is going to be Nodlin, Miniber, Zai, Lochnak, Dr. Brennan, Akuji, Purple, and Azino. So quite a few familiar names, if you ask me, Spooky.
Yeah, and quite a few Paradise Aegis players as well. A lot of representation with Cap as their coach. Let's go ahead and look at the Legends Bravo squad as well.
So what we got on Legends Bravo, well, they've got Jarvis taking the reins for Legends Bravo, originally from Frost Surge, who did win the Hyperion Open Cup. And once again, we've got Booze, Felix, a Ford F-150, Brickwall, Capadozer, Capanemo, Yikes, and Average Sized.
Yeah, I'm excited to look at Yikes on the flex role. Very generally playing that main tank now. I think it's coming in on our first match on main support, and it should be a fun time. But this is a fine crop of Overwatch players, Marks. They seem to be in season.
Oh, well, it is already April, Spooky, so not really March anymore, you know.
not quite yet, but man, I'm excited. These are a lot of talented players. Nice and juicy. I think it'll be great.
I think it's going to be a great too. Once again, this is just kind of a fun way to end out the Hyperion Open Cup. The very first one, of course, by just pulling together a ragtag group of people and just having some fun with it. Once again, a lot of these players are from some of the more reputable teams in the actual cup itself. And so this is just kind of like, hey, let's just have some fun with it, try out some new stuff, get funky with it. And as per usual, we are going to be doing a best of 5 format, so you're guaranteed at least 3 maps tonight. And the first one that we are going to be starting out on is going to be Lijiang Tower. Spooky.
Yeah, I'm excited. Lijiang, it's a classic, really, pretty much only rivaled by King's Row, in my opinion.
Yep.
So we get to go to Lijiang first. And Marks, you're talking about the number of maps we're going to play. We are going to have a couple of guest casters coming in. Map 2, Map 3, we are going to get the coaches of both of these teams in here in this virtual booth with us, and we'll get to maybe ask them some questions. We're like, oh, why is your team so bad? Why is your team so good?
All right, I was about to say, I wasn't aware we're starting it out on a negativity Nancy frame of mind here, Spooky.
It's the color casting life.
Fair enough. But once again, Caffeinated was on Paradise Aegis during the actual cup itself, and Jarvis was from Frost Surge. So both of these people coming from the 2 teams that did make it all the way to the final. And once again, just as a reminder, Frost Surge did win out 4-2 against Paradise Aegis. But you know what? In addition to being able to ask them about what's going on in the actual Legends match, I think it'll be a good opportunity to talk about the season and kind of how they felt that things went.
Yeah, absolutely. A very chill time. But we are getting straight into Lijiang Tower here, Marks. And I'm just excited. I have no expectations. I just want to see exactly what's going to come out from some of these players.
All right, just because you said no expectations, Spooky, who do you think is going to win? Legends Alpha or Legends Bravo? Commit.
Alpha.
All right, I'm board Bravo.
I believe. I think they're going to come out swinging. I think it's going to be a quick 3-0, done and dusted.
Dag.
This team, man, it's something else.
To be fair, I think you can make that argument for both of the teams. Both these teams are definitely something else.
Sounds like a Bravo fan to me.
Wow, all right, okay. Mr. Alpha over here. But regardless, let's see how this goes. Starting things out here, already we're being teased by some of these, well, Reinhardt-based competition. Specifically, Bravo look like they will be going for more of a rush. Yikes, once again, known for mostly playing that Reinhardt, but will be on that main support, specifically sporting that Lucio role. This is going to be kind of interesting here, Spooky.
Yeah, Control Center coming out. Yikes on the Lucio, but on the other side, on Team Alpha, we don't have a Lucio at all in this rush comp. We have a Zenyatta. This is what I like to see, Marks. It's a show match. Let's see something weird and maybe bad.
You mean maybe amazing, but right now I'm feeling pretty confident in my bet being placed on to the Bravo team here already. Lockdown has been taken out, and now Booze is just running over the rest of the team. Look at this. It's an absolute slaughterfest. That's just already a team kill for fight number 1. And that's going to be Bravo being able to get the very first cap on this map.
That's just first fight. It's fine. Alpha will come back for sure. I'm worried about that Riptire coming out from Ford 150. But, you know, Alpha's got it. My guys going over now, having the Lucio BAP, a more standard backline coming out. Might help them in this upcoming fight.
Yep, absolutely. Right now, just a little bit of pressure coming through. They're able to make it through the doors here, but look at the damage that is coming in. Ford F-150 already took Zai out. Also has the Riptire in, going vroom into the back line just to find a nice little cheeky 2K. And just like that, this is absolute domination coming in from the Bravo team, and we are not casting bias at all today.
Well, we'll see. That was a lot of ultimates being used from Bravo in pretty much a one fight. Yikes is building up to the sound barrier. That might keep them alive for the next fight, but the ult advantage is definitely in favor of Alpha here. Graviton Surge, they've got the Sim Wall, and this Riptire coming out.
Let's see, Lockdown looking for... Oh no, the tire gets destroyed before he can get any ground here. Regardless, right now, Alpha are moving their way in. Meaning we're committing the flux. Gonna toss some people up. Can't capitalize on the kills, but it did force out the sound barrier from Yikes. Right now, the wall's gonna be online as well. Photon barrier shutting everything down. Take out that immortality field, and now Miniver is gonna be walking things forward. Dr. Brennan doing an excellent job of keeping everybody alive. And the Riptire doesn't find anything coming out from Ford F-150 as well. This is looking like this will be Alpha's fight to lose right now, as they're just finishing things up. They still haven't been able to flip the point around though, so they gotta get these exit kills really quickly if they want to flip this one and start getting some percentage.
Yeah, they're cleaning up, and they'll be able to hold on after that. Ooh. That didn't happen. Nobody saw that one.
Nope, nobody at all.
Lognat getting a lot of the cleanup. Actually has the Riptire online again after having used it in the start of this fight, doing so much damage. And there are quite a few ultimates still online for Team Alpha to hold on to this one. And I think they will, Marks. Of course they will. They're the better team in the lobby.
Alrighty, well, we're going to be seeing that barrier come up as well. Felix actually found Nautilus in the back line. Yikes, able to take out Mini Burr. Now Captain Nemo doing their best, but Lockdown uses the tire to take average sized out. Lockdown just being an absolute pest on the high ground. Someone's going to need to get a fly swatter to dislodge him from the top, and it turns out it's just going to be good with just a mine. Now, we are going to be seeing the sound barrier come in. Alpha has a lot more HP to work with here. And another Riptire coming in from Ford F-150, finding Dr. Brennan just behind that photon barrier. Now, okay, a Shatter did come out here, only onto Booze. Not getting as much value, but hey, they're able to follow up on it, and that's all that you need is, once again, Alpha are just making their domination known.
It did cost them a lot of ultimates, but I believe they'll be just fine holding on here. Minibird's got that Graviton Surge, was able to build it up really quite quickly, having used it in just a fight or two ago, I think. But still, it's Booze with the Shatter, but he never hits it, Marks. There's no way. That's going straight into a shield, man.
Booze, I believe in you. It will be a little bit difficult with both of them, but they're going to get fluxed up into the air first. See how it goes? Didn't even get an opportunity to use it, as Nautilus just took him for a ride. The timing there was absolutely impeccable coming in from Legends Alpha, and they're getting really close to tying up this scoreline, Spooky.
That's my Reinhardt, Marks, but Booze does manage to hold on to the Shatter, never having a chance to use it. Still, you know, Team Bravo have to touch the point, and they're going on a little bit of a roundabout way of getting there. I don't know if they'll make it in time.
Well, Time is counting down here. Are they able to touch? They are able to get somebody on to activate that overtime. Booze goes right into the shield, just as you predicted, Spooky. Unfortunately, Booze has fallen extremely low, but now Lockdown has this Riptire in their back pocket. It's going to be coming into the back line, and that's just going to seal the nail in the coffin for Legends Bravo. They've got a couple of members on here, but still the picks are just coming through. Alpha just completely feeling Alpha right now. We're going to see the Soundbreaker come out from Yikes as a last-ditch attempt to stall things out. The stall heroes are now activated, but all hope is going to be likely lost here for Bravo team as they're just going to run out of times. Still, though, hey, they're surviving on the point. The Shatter's going to come in, and Booze is going to be falling down next. The DMAC coming in as well. Zai cleans up Felix, and yeah, just like that. That's going to be first point going to Legends Alpha.
Yeah, Nodlin gets to show Booze what a real Shatter looks like. It's
okay. All right.
Nice there. As Team Alpha, never had a doubt in my mind. Of course, they were going to take that one. Even go with the little handicap of going forward with the Zenyatta in the beginning. Doesn't matter, man. That doesn't. Perfect. Marks, how are you feeling about your team? I'm feeling pretty good.
I think Bravo's going to bounce back, and they're going to bounce back extremely hard, and I cannot wait to hear what you have to say when Bravo comes back and wins out this map.
We'll see, Marks, but it looks like your decision for which team to root for is almost as bad as your casting, so let's
wow.
Exactly what happens here. We're going to see Loki moving out onto Pharah. And it's a couple of ball comps, including a classic dive coming out from Bravo here.
And I'm just going to mark it in my calendar. April 3rd was the day Spooky egoed me on a broadcast. It's like I'm talking to the Sentinel social media manager right now. Average size, though. Gang's up with Booze, and they're able to just find the back line here. Those are my Bravo boys, just completely annihilating Team Alpha here. As yeah, Alpha are going to have to rethink their strategy if they want to make this one happen. Look at this. They've got so much momentum, and they're going to be able to get first cap.
Yeah, it's the first cap, sure, whatever. But Loki, with that early pick on the Felix Felicis, it's going to be a 5v6 moving forward, and Nodlin's trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Loknak trying to build up this barrage, just pelting in those rockets. Able to get as much value as you would want from that Pharah here, but oh, the dive is coming in. The Moira just fades out in time. Nemo able to escape with their life, but it's going to be that blast. Lockdown finding huge value as Nemo goes down into the darkness. Now, this is going to be a battle on point. Lockdown already close to building up this barrage. Just needs a couple more rockets, and that could be a dangerous tool, especially in such close quarter combat. Lockdown, okay. Just going for some skill shots right now. Feeling like a day at the arcade. Rocking the ski ball. And actually doesn't even need to use this barrage. It's going to be Alpha winning out this team fight, and they're looking to finally cap the point.
Yeah, they do get online. They do lose a little bit of percentage along the way with Bravo getting the first cap, but I think they'll be happy with it anyway. Zai just trying to get some pot shots on the way out. A lot of ultimates online. Ford F-150 building up to that blade, but no nano online just yet.
Here we go. Looking for an opportunity here. We're going to have mines in front, but Nodlin actually just goes down into the end.
That's my main tank.
You're a ride and die, and I love that dedication. Meanwhile, coming into the back line, Ford F-150 goes for the blade, gets stunned up, but is not going to let that deter. Finds a Kuji in the back line, looking for something else. Meanwhile, this is going to be Lockdak getting the nano boost, and Dr. Brennan able to find Zai with a revive. Lockdak now just going to continue to just rain these bullets, rockets from the sky. And right now, Bravo need to come up with a solution to deal with this, because ultimately, this is what it's boiling down to.
Yeah, the nano barrage always comes up big. You're not really looking for the damage as much as you are that extra tankiness that just lets Pharah live through her ultimate, which is not all that common. Still, it's a scary one, as Ford F-150 is going to actually swap over to the Widow, then over to the Cassidy after. Somber coming out from average size, but is there enough time to get value out of this? You're not. I don't know if you're guaranteed an EMP.
Ooh, Nodlin caught in a sticky situation, looking for an opportunity to escape, but that, is able to get out of there. The grappling hook cooldown is a little bit brutal. Zai, oh boy, almost fell down there, but is able to get out of it with that high noon. Meanwhile, Booze found Nodlin on the escape here. Booze trying to just stall, trying to take the pointer, get a little bit of ground here, but still, Miniber actually gonna go for a drink. A lot of environmental kills on this map so far, Spooky.
It's just people falling off, environmental kills coming through. Lockneck gets the barrage, but I don't think has the nano to support him that time. Ford F-150 walking forward to clean it up. And it looks like, unfortunately, Alpha is going to be pushed back for now. But I have every assurance that they're going to come back and win this map 2-0. And they're just so good, Marks.
Yeah, right now, Bravo have to play this one rather flawlessly. If they lose a team fight, that will give Alpha an opportunity. And already Booze has fallen down, which is not going to make this any easier for Team Bravo to hold onto this point. Thankfully, that Wrecking Ball should be able to get back pretty quickly here. The Sombra, oh boy, Nodlin, okay.
Honorable.
Environmental kill.
Now we're in the 5v5. Average size on the Sombra is building up to that EMP pretty quickly. And it just trades everywhere, Marks.
Yeah, okay, High Noon gonna be online as well. Zai gets the nano boost, looking for something, not able to find any of the picks, but Booze is gonna be falling down this time. The Electric Cowboy is activated, and he's absolutely shocking the Bravo team here. Right now, it's just gonna be Felix trying to survive here, but there's so much pressure coming in from up above and beside him. And now, just like that, it is going to be Alpha winning that out. They just have to convert this point, and once they do that, yep, all right, now it's all up to Bravo to try and contest it, but there's no time. And just like that, Alpha are going to take map number 1.
Just like that, Marks. Absolutely fantastic. Best team in the server, best team in the world, my personal team. And what else would you expect?
Oh, boy.
but no, you know, Alpha played really well, had strong fundamentals, and of course, this game is just for fun and maybe some bragging rights that I'm just going to leech onto, having come into the cast just after. But both, you know, I don't think it was a stomp by any means. Both players on both teams had strong individual performances, but yeah, it's just Team Alpha coming out on top.
Yeah, and once again, it started out a little bit dicey. I would like to say that Bravo was able to pick up both the first team fight as well as just hold on to the points for quite a decent amount of time. But when it actually came down to it, it really looked like Alpha was pretty quickly able to adapt to it. And as a result, then we got that 2-0 scoreline for map number 1 there, Spooky.
Yeah, and we do see, you know, Team Bravo coming up with some pretty, you know, they're willing to adapt, which is definitely something we like to see. You know, they come out on the classic dive, not quite working out for them, and then they move over to maybe a more modern composition with the Cassidy, with the Sombra, and actually are able to build up to an EMP, which is something I was worried about. It doesn't quite work out for them, but, you know, they still have the adaptability. They're still making changes. They do want to win.
Of course. But now we actually have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. Well, I guess Spooky kind of hinted at it a little bit earlier, but for this second map, we are actually going to be joined by Caffeinated in the booth, just to kind of hang out, chat about some stuff, and also watch the Caffeinated Cats start rolling over Team Bravo again. How you doing, Caffeinated?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Cap, we've been having a little bit of an argument, I suppose, in the casters booth. Marks is full scale gung ho on Legends Bravo. He thinks they're the better team. Me, the enlightened one, does think that Alpha is going to take this. And you know, obviously 1-0. It's pretty, it shows pretty well. What did you think of that last map?
Well, we definitely tried some weird things. We have 2 flex supports, so we tried the Zen BAP, and then we're like, man, for Brawl, you really need that Lucio, and AQ was kind enough to just flex, and he was awesome.
Yeah. And honestly speaking, I do think that you guys were doing a good job. Obviously, you started out with the Zenyatta, but as soon as the Lucio came on board, it seemed like the team was like, just having fun, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to be loading up for map number 2. Calf is going to be hanging out in the booth with us for this entire map. And our next map is going to be Rialto here.
Yeah, and we are seeing a couple of swaps coming in. Cabo Dozer has managed to make it, is going to be back on that main support role for Team Bravo. And then we are going to see Yikes coming in on the main tank. Off the main support, off the Lucio, and maybe back on the Rhine. where I think he's a little bit more comfortable. But Oakley tells me he plays Lucio, so Oakley tells me he's a main support. I don't know if I believe it, but
hey, he had some good sound barriers in the last map. Don't completely throw him under the bus. But Caffeinated, how do you feel about putting together this ragtag group of friends?
Yeah, the coaching method going on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, honestly, they're all like, they're so super cute. They all reached out to me earlier today, kind of like, especially the flexes, and they were like, okay, what am I playing? What do I need to warm up on? Like hit scan or projectile. And, they were a few people of them reached out, and so that was really cool. And plus, I played against the ones who aren't my babies. I played against them. And, they're all really good players, and I just think, I guess, what are we, alpha alpacas now? Are just better.
The names are just like, they're just changing as we go forwards, Oh, no, but that's awesome. And just a quick question. Did you try to prepare any of these players to play with each other leading up to the show match at all?
I definitely didn't help them prepare for anything, but definitely before the map, I'm like, okay, Nemo, my baby, I love him so much, but he's gonna feed, so focus him.
We didn't say anything. It was all Cap.
Oh, Nemo, don't hate me.
Oh,
that's fine.
man.
I love it.
Oh, all right. Well, we will be now loading into Rialto. We're going to be starting out with the Alpha Alpacas. I almost said Alpha Opacas, which that's nothing. Marks, get your brain together. But the Alpha Alpacas are going to be starting us out on this defense. Meanwhile, the Team Bravo, I missed did any of you guys catch the name for the Bravo
Beavers, Marks.
The Bravo Beavers. They're going to be building their dam, trying to stop the defense from these alpacas here. So let's see what these teams want to be pulling out here.
Yes, dams to stop defense, Marks.
There was a joke somewhere, all right?
Regardless, we are going to see Yikes back on that Reinhardt, exactly what we were expecting. And what do you think of this composition coming out from your team, Cap?
I'll be honest, I've never seen Minnie's Rhine.
It's fantastic, I'll tell you that. I'm sure of it. Rhine God coming up.
You are so ride and die, it's impressive.
I stand by my team, Marks.
Yeah. You're a loyal one, that's for sure. But yeah, Minnieper mostly played the off takes, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It'll be interesting here, but I'm pretty excited to see how Azino's going to be doing on this far. It does have Dr. Brennan with the pocket and already just throwing in the rockets into the back line. And Caffeinated, out of all of these players who are on your team, you participated in the Hyperion Open Cup here. Which one were you the most afraid of before you realized that you were going to be playing together?
As in, who I was afraid from another team that's now on my team?
Yeah, pretty much. Who was someone who you were like, oh, we better watch out for this player? When you were actually in the cup, and then now they're on your team.
Azino actually, who's in right now, was one of the ones where I was like, oh, they're a good matchup with Loki, and then I'm like, I got both of them, yes. So that was what I was very much a little worried about. And Dr. Brennan, I've always just adored her, and so I just didn't want to play against her. So
luckily she did come out on your team. I do want to notice that it was Nemo who actually died first in this map. Well, no comment other than that, but feed him.
Poor Nemo, he's just gonna get me the butt of all the jokes.
Yeah, right now, actually, Bravo's making a decent amount of progress, but kind of like you said there, Caffeinated, right now, it is Loki as well as Azino just doing so much work for the Alpha Alpacas and honestly just completely dismantling this Bravo team here. They've been so key to the team's success thus far on this map.
Yeah, and that... please go ahead, Cap.
No, go ahead. I'm glad Loki's played the Torb. We always have Loki play the Torb if we're worried about the other team doing anything flanky or whatever. which Average I do know because he's also my baby. He plays a really mean Tracer, so I like that he kind of pretended to kind of listen to me. So Loki having the Torb is really nice, and it really pairs well with just having another Pharah on the field.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit more of that ground presence, but we are going to see coming in, countered by that Shatter, and does look like the Alpha Alpacas off of Mini Burst. Fantastic ultimate Rhine. Are going to hold this one off here. Bravo running out of time to actually get this card moving.
Yeah, it's already been about, they only have about a minute and a half to make something happen. Not a lot of ultimates online either. Yikes already used the Earth Shatter in that fight. Felix is building up to the self-destruct, but that might just be more of a quick remake here. Cappadozer is going to be swapping over onto the Baptiste as well. The border just wasn't quite cutting it, but once again, I genuinely think that a Xeno is the biggest problem, and Cappadozer's already hanging out in the lake, so things are not looking good for the Bravo Beavers thus far.
Should have kept Yikes on main support.
All right.
So Azino, I think, might be going for the flanking barrage, might be feeling it, but we'll see if they can actually find an angle. No, just kind of hanging out behind. But the barrage is kind of what I'm worried about, because that might, you know, if you don't actually get a few picks from it, you don't have the nano boost. That might actually give Bravo Beavers an opening if Azino doesn't find the best place to use it.
Don't forget about the Molten Core here. Lockback holding on to that one, which is an excellent stall tactic. Okay, all right. We saw the Torp Hammer come up for a second, but Azino used the barrage, didn't find anything, but found the pick onto Average Size. Now just pelting rockets from above once again. Reinhardt can't hit me with your hammer when I'm all the way up here. A little bit of a brawl going on here. Was traded out. Ford F-150 did find a Xeno, but just got rezzed into it as a grab is just tossed in. And Minibur taking Yikes for a ride. Just like this, the Alpha Alpacas are looking very much in charge of this entire situation. They do have Felix here. Bravo Beavers is trying to make that one happen. Gonna do now. Okay, commits to self-destruct just to get this quick reback, but can't get back in as Lognax smacks him on the back of the side with the Torbjorn hammer. You hate to see that little bit of BM, but yeah, this one's looking all but over for the Bravo Beavers here. High Noon committed by Ford F-150, but is actually just gonna get quaked into another universe as Minibird just cleans up the rest of them. And Caffeinated, even without you, your team's kind of killing it.
I guess I'm out of a job. Darn.
Or better yet, you just are so good at your job that you don't even need to be there anymore, you know?
I like that better. Thank you.
Don't worry, I got you, Cap.
Needed it.
Absolutely fantastic coming out from the Alpha team. But I do want to talk, you know, it is... I will say a little something in favor of Bravo here, but it is harder when, you know, I think attack side Overwatch, especially in kind of team-based formats, is a lot harder when you're not comfortable with your teammates, if you don't have that synergy, if you haven't played together. You know, defense is a little bit more standard, but finding the exact way that Team Bravo actually wanted to push into Alpha's defense, you could see they were a little hesitant sometimes. They weren't as quick as they might be. They were still, you know, you're trying to figure it out on the fly exactly how to get the best attack going. So it definitely is a little bit harder on the offense. So I will say that for them. But we're going to see Alpha did not have very far to go. Really only one good fight win should get them over the line here into a 2-0 scoreline.
Yeah, but the Bravo Beavers...
Got a Bastion.
They got a Bastion.
They do have a Bastion.
Let's see how this one it goes already. Bullets, they're going to be rated down from above Ford F-150. Really just trying to stop them in their tracks. Look at that. Minibur already just getting so low. Excuse me. Now the monkey is going to dive on top of it. Did get a bubble. And yeah, Ford F-150 not having a great time on this Bastion thus far. Gonna try to escape out of here. Is just gonna unleash the bullets onto Nodlin, but it's gonna get taken out. The res is coming in online right now, but once again, a Xeno, still an absolute menace. This Pharah has not been, this Pharah has just not been dealt with, and is just getting so much value here.
Yeah, just pumping in the damage. It does look like the Bravo Beavers are coming up with something, sending the Alpacas back to spawn. But that card moved a long way. Cap, when you see a comp like this coming out from Bravo, what do you want your team to do?
I mean, I know whenever Loki is on the far, he's just like, oh, they have a Bastion? Well, they're dead. So I was going to say, Xeno's doing amazing. He has Barrage. I assume he's just going to pop up on top of him and rain Justice from above.
Yeah,
I definitely
even build up to that nano boost to have that along with it.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And Gav, I also wanted to quickly talk about just the, you know, Hyperion Cup. Oh, hang on, we got the take for Gav here. Oh, hey, he's gonna be just completely exploded. Now Ford F-150 just gonna be going on to the point, does not care, doesn't need a shield here. Just wants to go in and just absolutely dominate people. But for the Hyperion Open Cup, obviously, Paradise has been an org that's been around and you've been a part of it for quite some time, but how was it kind of participating in the Open Cup? You know, the very first one.
As the reigning champions, I might coming in from the Invitational.
That's true.
It was really fun. Like, it was one of our bigger tournaments we've had since we had kind of a full team at that point. Like, we had done we did GAGNA, but it was when we were still in flux and stuff. So we were very solid going into Hyperion, and it was really fun to be a part of. And of course, Oakley does amazing. I think he's really passionate about it, so that's good.
Of course, we all love Oakley here. So
okay.
Beats me in Quirtle, but
Nanoblade is going to be inbound. That Bastion is in fact dealt with. Locknack able to do so much. Look, the grab is tossed in as well. This is going to allow Locknack to just completely just slice and dice the competition away. And yeah, Alpha Packers. The Beavers didn't even have to look, and they were already just done. And so another very dominant win going to the Alpha Alpacas.
Yeah, but still, you know, I do think the Bravo team came out with a pretty good defense, all things considered. Based off Alpha's just phenomenal defense on their own side, they were able to build up these ultimates because they knew they didn't have to use them anywhere else. They could, you know, nano and grab and blade all at the same time. But, you know, Bravo forced them to work for it. And though it is a 2-0 for Team Alpha, for Team CAF, my personal team, it's getting a little bit, it might be a little closer. I hope Bravo's able to bring it back. Give our boys at least a little bit of a challenge for Team Alpha.
All right, well, we are going to be throwing to a quick break, but Kaf, I just wanted to ask, maybe I'm doing a little bit of Oakley's job here, but, you know, moving forwards, I imagine there might be an Open Cup Season 2. What are you going to be trying to do to prep for that next season?
Well, the big thing is we definitely kind of got stuck in one comp that was our comp. We call it our I guess special. That I definitely want to branch out and be able to have more tools in our kit. You know, Booze needs to learn how to monkey for once in his life. But,
call them all out.
Yeah, that's my job. Just so that's my big thing, is just making sure that, like, as I guess, that we're all prepared, that we can run different things and, you know, beat everyone again.
Be on top.
Again, I love it.
It's we love that confidence. And Caffeinated, thank you so much for joining us for that map number 2 special cast.
Thank you.
All right, well, Spooky will 100% be cheering for you and your team for this next map.
Team Cap.
All right, we'll see how it goes, but we're going to be quickly throwing to a break as we get set up for our next map. So don't go anywhere. The potential right now for Alpha to do the 3-0 sweep. Let's see how this goes. Catch you guys just after a bit. See ya. And that one was for you in chat right there. Oh, we got another hydrate. All right, hang on. This is on a little bit of a delay, but all right, everybody, welcome back to the Hyperion Open Cup Legends show match. Yeah, you drink that Dr. Pepper. We're not going to discuss that right now because we are going to map number 3. It's going to be the Legends Alpha up against Legends Bravo. Right now, Alpha are kind of rocking Bravo's socks off. It's 2-0 in the map score. But now, for this third match, Spooky, we are going to have Jarvis in the booth with us. So, Jarvis, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. I wish I could say the map score would be better, but they hydrated during the break, so hopefully this will be the change of pace they need.
Yes, water, the ultimate. You know in Space Jam when they had like Mike's secret stuff? I mean, isn't that just like water? That was the whole point of it, right?
I think the Overwatch League players actually just drink more water than anyone else, and that's why they're so good.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Coke consumption, and I mean that as the soft beverage, not cocaine. Just gonna be very clear about that. But Jarvis, thank you so much for joining us in here. And yeah, those last 2 maps have not looked too great for Alpha for Legends Bravo, as we are going to be going to King's Row now. And do you think that the Bravo team is going to be able to pull out a little bit more success here?
Look, we needed more scrim time against the Pharah, but I think this map better favors us.
That's true. Azito was doing a real good job of just being a huge thorn in your team's, honestly, just style.
Yeah, I have a grudge against Arizona Zeno. He needed to do more of that in the regular season. Maybe Nova would have gotten a win.
Oh boy. Well, just so you know, Jarvis, I am all Team Bravo right now. Let's go. Legends Bravo. They're going to turn it around. This is going to be the map. Then the reverse sweep is going to happen right here, right now. Spooky, how do you feel about that?
You know, I've been Team Alpha from the start. Sorry, Jarvis, but Marks and I picked our sides, and we're sticking to them. But so I do think, you know, this is going to be pretty easy once again for Alpha to just roll it over. But Jarvis, I have to get the coach's perspective of the Yikes support. What do you think?
Yikes, Lucia? Yeah, it's okay. I'm looking at the Yikes, Anna. I did not see that in scrims. There we go. Okay, that makes me feel better.
Just a little bit of concern for a second, huh?
A little bit. A little bit of Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, it was right there. Already, these teams are just going to be clashing here. King's Row, known just for this Reinhardt absolute rush style, just completely button heads. Godwin running away with it once again. Team Alpha are going to win out this first team fight, but there's still plenty of time for Bravo to restabilize themselves here. And Jarvis, while we have you in the booth, you are the coach for Frost Surge, and so what was that experience like for the Hyperion Open Cup?
What was that like? So once we got to the playoffs, it was splitting time between this and Tranquility. Time became a big issue, and then we had Zura, ending his tenure with the team. And then Antagonize also had to leave us. So a bit of upheaval. Great group of guys. Really wish Ricey and Scarrow were in this match. I think they're absolutely unbelievable. But it's great to see Cabo, Ty, and then I'll give a little shout out to Zeno as well, because he was on the Frost Nova team that I work with a lot.
Yeah, definitely some exciting stuff. Ricey and Scarrow, as a DPS duo, one of my favorites, of course, in the Hyperion Open Cup. Just the entire tournament, just great players overall. And speaking of great players, it looks like Team Bravo might actually get some momentum for once.
Hey, we got one!
This is the Jarvis in the booth buff.
Yeah, when I'm no longer there, that's when they really perform.
The same thing happened with Cap, so
It's true.
I think there's an added sense of pressure when they see the coaches' names in the VC.
Yeah.
When we're not there, it's almost as if like the teacher is out of the room and now it's a sub, so they can relax a little bit.
That's actually a great analogy here. A lot of ultimates being tossed. Oh, Ford F-150!
Oh, wow.
Just taking the truck and ramming it into the rest of Alpha here. So that's going to be a team kill. And
Marks, now you're Team Bravo, correct?
Yes.
Spooky, can I tell you about the hauling capacity of a Ford F-150?
go ahead.
Let me tell you, this player is an absolutely incredible player. His Cassidy is unreal. The flanks are perfectly timed. I was watching him all throughout the season. Cannot say good enough praise for Ford F-150.
Well, he definitely seems to be turning up, at least for a little bit, on Kingsborough. I do wanna ask you, what do you think about the Cassidy over the May here?
I'm fine with Ford F-150. I don't know about average size. I don't know about the Reaper pick. I don't know about the Reaper guy. I'm a big fan, but I don't know. That's a dubious pick for the average size edgelord.
Let's see if they can if average size can work this one out. We've seen average size do a little bit of Reaper things, and right now is just hyper focusing onto Yikes in the backline. Meanwhile, Death Blossom from Zai is just gonna find both of the supports. Or, okay, a little bit of a Reaper diff right there. And just like that, Alpha, they're nice and stable once again on this defense. Still plenty of time, 3 minutes on the clock for Team Bravo to push this to point number 2. And out of all the players on this Alpha team, Jarvis, in your opinion, who is the most underrated?
Most underrated?
Yes.
I think the Nodlin Reinhardt is very good. But I don't know if I would call that underrated.
Oh, it was
there
massive.
You go, right on cue. Right on cue.
You should be a caster. Perfect.
I reverse caster curse to that one. Yeah, Nodlin's Reinhardt bailed us out of so many matches this year. This was really, Kingsborough was the Nodlin playground.
Definitely continues to seem comfortable on that one. But you use the Shatter. Xeno does have this Blizzard, and we're going to see a Sound Barrier for Alpha as well, but the ultimates are just stacking up for Bravo team. We'll see if they'll be able to use them. And that Blizzard in the back line, but it doesn't catch everyone.
Well, it found Ford F-150, but average size coming up huge.
It's an average size Death Blossom.
Yeah, hey, he got 2 picks, and it was both of the supports, which should allow Bravo right now just move things forwards and potentially get this second point. Let's see if anybody from Alpha can come out here to contest. But look at the amount of ground that average size has already taken. Looking to just drop in death from above style and hopefully find something with these dual shotguns.
Still, not even using all of the ultimates they had, and they get it to this third point with 3 minutes remaining. I'm looking at Booze with the Shatter, but again, you know, Ford F-150, we've seen one big Deadeye out of him already. You know, maybe Jarvis has turned me into a little bit of a believer. Maybe Ford F-150. I mean, not a Bravo team believer, of course. They're much worse than Team Alpha.
Really nice response from Akuji.
Here we go. It's going to be all the ultimates tossed in, but oh, Nodlin apparently was so underrated, had to go right off the edge. Nope, that's actually Yikes on this Lucio. Yikes kind of surprising me right now by turning it up to the next degree, but still not enough room for Bravo to get a little bit of ground here. Be moving things forward. The Maywall is going to give them some space. A High Noon is going to be used as well from Zai. It's going to be met. Ford F-150 also has a High Noon online as well. Looking for an opportunity to do it. The Immortality Field already tossed out and gets taken out. Another Immortality Field dueling in as the Self-Destruct flies behind the enemy team. Doesn't find any value, but Ford F-150 once again coming up absolutely massive. Everybody should listen to Jarvis because Jarvis just knows.
Yeah, and that was all set up by a really nice lamp on from Capadozer on the Shatter, as well as that bomb from Felix.
Yeah, it was like the coordination that came out from Bravo right there was something excellent, and this is going to be the last chance for Team Alpha to potentially stall this out. Purple investing the self-destruct into the backline, make them run for cover. Oh, Yikes didn't even get the sound barrier off, got taken out immediately. Average Size gonna go for the Death Blossom on the point here, doesn't find anything. Now they're going to have to back out, and Alpha are able to push them back off of a couple of stall ultimates.
Yikes, Ajax the beat.
Unfortunate, but that does get scary for Team Bravo here. Only a minute left.
Ooh.
They would have really liked to convert this, and now the stagger kills as well. They're going to be walking into two really strong defensive ultimates in both the Blizzard and the Amplification Matrix, and I mean, they'll just have to push through it to touch the point.
Ooh. Average Size is now swapped over to the Tracer as well. Do you think that this could be the potential answer off the Reaper onto the Tracer here, Jarvis?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm sure Xeno's going to be sitting on the flank. This is looking downright spooky. There it is.
Ooh, the Blizzard is going to be coming in. Xeno not able to get too many people inside of it, but did cut off the team. Regardless, does die. And now, it's going to be Sound Barrier coming in online. Alpha have that sound debuff. Boo's just completely running over Nodlin as well. Bravo, this could be their opportunity to make this one happen. They're so close to the finish line. Ford F-150 does have this Deadeye as well. He's going to use it now just in case anybody else comes out here. Unfortunately, Xeno missed the wall, and Bravo are able to cap it out. 15 seconds left on the clock, but a win is a win on Kings Row.
And how are you feeling about your team so far?
Hey, the captain time is
Showmatch.
the coach caster booth buff.
We're learning something about Overwatch today. Something that I didn't even realize was a thing.
Overwatch is best played when things are alliterative.
Jarvis is just gonna be like, I can cast a couple more maps. Keep me in.
Yeah, keep me in, keep me in. They don't need me.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, I did want to ask, obviously, as the coach from Frost Surge, tumultuous times, to say the least. But it doesn't matter because at the end, Frost Surge did come out on top. I would imagine that was the result that you were expecting. But what was that like being able to celebrate that victory with the team?
I think exasperation was the right word. From day one against the now defunct Peanut Butter Panthers team, they had to pull it back for a reverse sweep, and that was really the story for the entire season. I think when we came in, we knew we had a very strong team, but the lack of communication and coordination really made it difficult. But they would pull through. People like Ricey and Nodlin would make hero plays from pretty consistently from map to map, and we were able to pull it out. That last Gibraltar map against Paradise Aegis, and again, fantastic team, amazing job from all the Aegis players in Caffeinated. But yeah, exasperation was the right word.
Still came out on top, and what do you think was the hardest part about trying to coach this team in order to kind of get yourselves to that point?
I'd say I've really grown when it comes to coaching and understanding how can I get the best out of my players, because they all have different strengths. I think Winter is a great example, right? Winter really learned Diva over the past 6 months with me, and he'd really love to be on the Zarya more, on the Sigma more. I think trying to figure out how can I best sync that individual hero strength and maybe something that's a little suboptimal with the team. I think that's something that I've really gotten better with, and I'm going to continue to get better with in the future. Not just with Surge, but also with Nova and now the new team, Frostbloom.
Yeah, and I think it really did pay off. I remember seeing really strong performances of Winter on the Diva, and you obviously you do have a lot of very strong players on Frost Surge, but I think Marks, we even gave Winter Player of the Game in one of the Frost Surge maps, Frost Surge matches we had, just because they were really having a fantastic performance. So to hear that they were never, you know, really a diva player to begin with is surprising to me, because they looked great.
I remember there was a match when we were going onto Nepal Village, and Nodlin really went in, assuming that like he should be playing the same way as with a Sigma in Brawl as he would with a Diva. He ints, but we take the fight so long that we get a first fight flux from Winter, and he's able to win it for us in cap, and that snowballs all the way to the end. So it's really getting everyone on the same page when we make these individual hero swaps. How does that translate to an adjustment in playstyle from the rest of the team? There's that hauling capacity again.
Yeah, speaking of individuals.
It's just so good. It's just so good. And right now, I just want to say we've been talking quite a bit, but honestly, Bravo's been looking really strong on this defense so far. Alpha really haven't found any answer, and they're coming out with a little bit of a different composition. Obviously, we do see Purple on the Hog, Nodlin playing the Orisa, and right now, they're having a tough time getting some ground.
Yeah, I just want to note forward about F-150 stopping for like 2 seconds after that 4K. He was typing in chat, you know he was.
You gotta. American made. Now let's see how...
this composition is clearly based around the Purple Roadhog. And if anyone's a Stanley Kubrick fan, you gotta know that the color purple is a masterpiece.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Jarvis won't explain.
That's okay.
Going
Purple on the
IMDb.
Hog can be a masterpiece. Maybe not always, but...
Oh, no, Nodlin.
Look, that's the feeding forward mentality I expect from Felix.
Oh, boy. Well, right now, Felix is doing a pretty good job, able to take out that supercharger and also dislodge quite a bit just based off of that self-destruct here. But you know what? It did seem a little bit like Alpha Team here. We're trying to have some fun, play around that Hog, enable the players to play some of their more comfort picks. And as a result, well, there's only 30 seconds on the clock. They're going to be going back to a more typical rush composition because they know that they can probably win it out. And Nakuji does have the Nano as well. This is going to be an interesting fight here.
Yeah, they need to come up with something. Booze has the Shatter.
A main tank walks through a bar, says, "Where's the booze?"
Where's the booze? He found them in the hotel.
He got found.
Oh boy, Nodlin now has the Nano. Is going to be walking through. Zeno on the backline though on this Hanzo, looking for some value. Does have this Dragon already built up here. And look at this, Alpha are now able to make their way onto this point. I think the last ditch effort here is Ford F-150 finds the Deadeye, is able to get the dislodge from the mech. Has to back off though because he's getting pressured.
Oh, this is a big
now Blizzard gonna be tossed in on point, but still, I think this is good for Alpha right now.
Yeah, they'll take it for sure, but it was a lot of time for them to actually get onto this first point, especially compared to Bravo. But it's Kingsborough Marks, it's Marks Jarvis, you know. I'm not used to having two people in the booth, crazy. But, it's Kingsborough, we've seen crazier things happen, you know. But I don't think things are looking fantastic for Alpha here. They do get over the line. I've got to ask, how is Zeno's Hanzo, Jarvis? What do you think about it?
I would say if I were to like rank Zeno's DPS pool, right? Number one, obviously Pharah, right? Fantastic Pharah. Just the amount of time he's put in that hero is incredible. Really good Mei, underrated Mei. Hanzo, I think would be next. He doesn't really want to talk about his Sombra and his Echo play. He's actually transitioned to main tank recently for Frost Nova, and that's been an experiment. But if I were to, go across all the heroes he plays, Hanzo would probably be third.
That's definitely the kind of energy we need here. But Zai getting that pick on the average shots doesn't hurt, but Dr. Brennan falling, that is most of the healing going on here. And then Yikes with the sound barrier. Yeah, that's just too much sustain from Team Bravo coming out. It can't be met without that Baptiste online.
Yeah.
And yeah, Bravo just coming back on top, just a minute for the Alpha team to push forward.
As a coach, I pride myself in being able to explain to my players like what's going on, how they should be trying to understand the game. I have no idea what happened in that last team fight. I could not tell you what happened. I could not tell you what the game plan was. It was just tiny Overwatch for a moment. Here he is again. He's looking for it.
Booze. Oh boy, I think this is a response
Come
on the last
Give
one.
it to him.
Okay, here we go. Oh no, got spotted out. Goes for the 360 stun out of the air. And just melted. Purple doing that. Meanwhile, Ford F-150. Oh, stared down death with the hook. But still wins that one out. Backed up just enough here. And yeah, Bravo team are looking pretty good here. Now only 30 seconds left on the clock for Alpha as Brendan's trying to run, but can't stop a truck.
A truck?
Ford F-150.
Was that not a plane?
What?
Am I thinking of something?
You are what? It's a pickup truck, Smokey.
No, that makes sense with the Ford.
Xeno on the left side flank. Get Ford F-150.
The Nano Maudlin coming in. Dr. Brendan actually found a booze here. The Blizzard is going to be committed here. I thought it was a plane. And right now, this is going back and forth between these two teams. Purple had to swap over to the ball just to make it back in time. But average side is going to freeze him up. And now, this is going to be looking like it is winnable for either of the teams. The Immortality Field already tossed in here. Akuji just trying to stay alive, but is getting pressured down. Oh, average size does fall down. And with that, this is looking winnable right now for Alpha Team. Let's see if they can make this one happen right now. The sound barrier gets committed by Yikes. That's going to keep Ford F-150 alive just for another second. This truck cannot be stopped. Not a plane. And it looks like Alpha Team are able to stabilize off of this as Zai and Nodlin pick up a couple more. They are going to be pushing things forwards, and we can see that the swaps are coming in from Bravo Team to try and touch, but looks like it's not going to happen this time.
Yeah, that Yikes beat was brutal. We really needed that for retake. We're going to have a team meeting about it.
Yikes.
You know, Jarvis definitely taking down the notes, figuring out exactly what's going on.
I do want to point out there, we were watching Xeno's POV in the Hanzo on the walk-up to that fight. He was checking every corner, sonicking the high ground, goes for a long flank. You can tell how much fear he has from the last time Frostnova played against Danger Close. The Ford F-150 flanks, it's just bringing out flashbacks in this Legends match.
Now Ford F-150 staying on the Tracer and originally just using it to get back. And I mean, look at this comp coming out from Team Bravo. Just a bunch of stall heroes that they ended up sticking on. Let's
all
see if
according
this
to
will
plan.
end up working. Of course, this is what Jarvis has cooked up. He's like, the last point of King's Row, we're playing ball, we're playing soldier, Tracer. It's brilliant.
We hit Ford F-150 with the rare candies. He plays Tracer now.
Definitely level up, but you're going to lose a little bit of EVs and IVs if you just use rare candies. Nodlin now just going to be walking things forwards. The buys are going to be coming in online, but I don't think it's getting boosted. But still, a little bit of oppressive energy coming in. Regardless, though, it doesn't matter because right now this is Alpha Team finding the necessary picks. Purple almost fell down there. Unfortunately, can't find the hook. But once again, they're just walking it through. As Xeno proving their worth on this Tracer as well to walk things forwards. This is looking definitely winnable right now. It is overtime for Alpha Team. Let's see how they want to take this. The ball is going to be on the point as Booz is trying to stall things out. Give time a little bit more, but Dr. Brendan takes them out. And yeah, all right, this is going to be the point cap in overtime for the Alpha Team as we got the whole hog online just to push everybody up. Regardless, Bravo don't want to let it go just quite yet. The DMAC does come in, but unless they start finding picks, this is going to happen. The beat does come in. All right, Yikes using it to stall. Let's see if it's enough. As the mines come out as well, I think that could actually change it around if they're able to catch some of the heroes off guard. But now Booz is just playing pinball around there. Still a Xeno, still being a menace. And okay, Akuji with the double with that Bionade. Regardless, that's going to be an overtime cap coming in from the Alpha Team.
Yeah, Team Alpha coming up as a really a clutch team, capping everything in overtime. I think so. But they do manage to take it, and now a minute on the clock. Bravo team has just a little bit over that here, but well, we'll have to see. You know, Team Alpha's offense originally 4.8 was not fantastic. They went through a bunch of different comps. They really couldn't figure out something that worked out for them with only a minute on the clock. I'm hesitant to say if they'll be able to cap it. But they will, of course they will. Alpha team,
Ah,
best
there
team
we
in the
go.
lobby, you know, of course. A team calf coming up big here. I have every confidence in these guys. They'll take it. Easy 3-0.
Jarvis,
Now,
do you want to
from what
back me up on how wrong Spooky is?
Now, from what we know about this map, right?
Yep.
It's reasonable to say that this might end in a draw. So I want to be the first to say that I'm proposing a trade with Caffeinated. I'm a bit of a homer for my own players. We have a plethora of main tanks. We don't really need Nodlin right now. I'm looking for a trade for Xeno. I need a Pharah player on my roster. I don't have one. Caffeinated, give me a call. Our people will talk to your people. Let's get this done.
Well,
Oh, hey, Ford F-150 found a Xeno. Just flew by over top of their head, huh, Spooky?
yeah, you know, that happens to the best of us. he'll spawn back in. But I'm very interested in the Jarvis calf trade potentially being made in the works here.
Yeah, just really using this soapbox right now to just get some business connections moving along, right, Jarvis?
Absolutely. What's it called? Is it a Rolodex? What's the thing with like the business cards where they're all in like a little in like a
That's
wheel?
Rolodex.
Yeah, I'm using my casting time to fill my Rolodex.
Oh, that's how seriously Jarvis takes this position, by the way. Coaching for the team, using the casting position to acquire some trades. That's what you want on your team. And Ford F-150 is someone else you want on your team as well. Already got that Dragon online. Finds Nodlin here. We are in overtime, but look at this. The Beavers are baring their teeth right now. And they're going to hold off Alpha Team from getting any cap at all. So we are in a completely drawable situation here. Here we go.
I'm teeing it up. I do want to point out, I've been working with Cappadocia for a long time, and I think one of the initial things that I really needed to work with him on when he was playing Baptiste was using his ults early in fight, or like right when he got him. I think the Dragon there from Ford F-150 really allowed the team to retake the space to get on the point, but that instant Amp Matrix, as soon as he got it, allowed them to clean up the fight and really get this decisive win, where hopefully they're going to end this in a draw, and I'll be able to engage in trade negotiations with Caffeinated.
Oh,
Just typing in chat right now. Don't cap it. Don't cap it, guys. We need this draw. We need this draw.
How much do you want for Ford F-150? Are you selling them?
Whoa, I'm not putting Ford F-150 on the block, but I do know Caffeinated likes her average-sized players.
Potentially, but I mean, we'll have to talk to Oakley on this one, but maybe a trade between average-sized and Xeno.
And
moving in.
Spooky, just because you asked, a 2018 Ford F-150 will run you about 40K. Just to put the ballpark market price out there. This is in Canadian dollars, yes.
Oh, and so in fake money. So
yes,
like,
in Monopoly.
what, 20, 30 bucks?
Sure,
American? Something like that. Still, a fully... What is going on here?
I don't know.
Jarvis.
I don't know.
Some kind of TP strat, straight to the top and straight off.
Oh no! The Bastion! Falling from grace here, got pooped around. Now, Ford F-150 going to be looking for an opportunity to set up. Xeno still playing the Tracer. It's working out last round. I think it'll work out again, but now they have to be careful of the symmetric turrets as well. Let's see how this team wants to engage.
They did take like a third of their time to set up that Bastion strat. Big immortality field to keep Dr. Brennan alive there. We do see Team Bravo slowly taking space here. And a big pick onto purple, the hog dominance, and yeah, Ford F-150 finally getting into position. And that is King's Row. The casting coach buff is real.
The casting coach booth buff is real. And I know that this didn't end in a draw, but it means we get another map. Caffeinated, I hope you're listening. My inbox is open.
Oh boy, the real reason. Yeah, slide into those DMs to negotiate some trade deals after this. But Jarvis, thank you so much for joining us for this third map here. Before we do...
Absolutely, thanks for having me. Mark, Spooky, Oakley, Xeno, and I want to thank you all for everything you've done throughout this season. It's been a blast, and it's been a real pleasure listening, watching, and working with you all.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I just want to give a quick question. As a coach, you know, we are going to be moving into an Overwatch 2 beta. How do you think that's going to affect things for just the internal structure of a team, but potentially also just trying to be a coach for some players? Because I think there's going to be a lot of learning time for yourself as well.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think Overwatch 2 opens a lot of possibilities to really like change strategy. I think the core concepts of the game, which maybe aren't taught very well at like a plat diamond level, those are going to carry over and translate. So the players who have the best fundamentals and the best understanding of the game, or on the flip side, the best mechanics, are going to be the ones who are really going to thrive in the early days of Overwatch 2.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck. Make sure to hit Caffeinated Up to negotiate those trades, and we're going to be watching the rest of the maps that we have lined up for us. Alrighty, well, now we are going to be moving on to map number 3. Sorry, map number 4. And Spooky, this one is a little bit of a treat, to say the least.
Yeah, we're finally seeing it. It was in the map pool for a little bit by popular demand. I don't think anyone actually scrimmed on it enough to actually play it, but it is going to be Horizon Lunar Colony, Marks.
We're going to space.
It's been a minute.
Spooky, I don't even know what to like. What do people play on this map?
Genji? I don't know. the funny thing is, Mark, this map sucked. It was so bad, and it's just been, it's been like you put the nostalgia goggles on, and you're just like, oh, we haven't been to space in a while, and now everyone is. It's literally just a meme. But we are going to see a little bit of HLC, and I'm excited. I think it could be fun. It might just be, a defensive stomp for, 1-1 draw or all these other fun 2CP things. But let's see exactly how the current meta adapts to the Horizon Lunar Colony.
It's like, how dare you say that this map sucks? There is a space on this map where you have low gravity. Can you say that exists in any of the other Overwatch maps, Spooky?
There's also a lot of spaces on this map where there's a lot of choke points and it's hard to push in and it just feels bad and then you feel bad. But there is a space part, yeah.
You went too fast over the space part and went right to the part where the game feels bad in Horizon Lunar Colony. But I don't even think Horizon Lunar Colony was in rotation when they introduced the 2-2-2 roll lock, if I'm mistaken.
It may have been for a little bit, but not for long, for sure.
You know what? We're just getting the information from production that Echo did not exist when Horizon Lunar Colony was in rotation.
Which means everyone has to play Echo.
I wanted Echo.
I honestly think Echo would actually be pretty good, especially on that first point. You have a lot of, the vertical mobility can do a lot for you. That's generally why we did see a good amount of Genji play back in the day. But why am I talking like this is a serious match?
Because this is extremely serious. How dare you, Spooky? Yeah, because once again, that first point on Horizon Lunar Colony, it really just is a domination of the high ground. And usually the attacking team has to try and figure out a way that they can crack that high ground defense to get a little bit of momentum. I don't think that they're going to have any success trying to go in from the low because it's so easy to just set up those long range poke heroes and just get the damage in before the attacking team can even try to counter anything.
Yeah, potentially you can run like some kind of double shield comp on the defense. You can go ahead and throw forward F-150 back on the Bastion. Just hold on there on the high ground, just pumping in the damage. And yeah, it is really frustrating at times. You lock the Winston, you lock the Monkey. You're like, I need something that can get up there because any ground heroes like Ryan just have to walk up a tight stairway or try and take 13 years to rotate around to the point. But We'll see. I mean, we could just definitely see a very interesting mobile comp coming out of the attack. You know, you can run the Tracer, the Echo, the Ball, and just really try and bring that kind of dive style together. But again, you know, we haven't seen Horizon Lunar Colony in forever. I'd be surprised if any of these players have actually played it since it moved out of rotation, unless you're doing like a warm-up quick play or something. But then, I mean, I dodge, so...
Shame on you. I'm telling Mr. Blizzard about that one. Oh, well, now we are going to be loading in here once again. So it's going to be Alpha on our defense. Bravo are going to be starting us out on the attack. Right now, Alpha, if they win this map, they're going to be closing out the Legends Showmatch. So Bravo are fighting to force that map number 5, as the last map was not a draw. Still a little bit of a drawable scenario on Horizon Lunar Colony. But, Spooky, let's see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I already like the Sombra coming out from average sized. Again, you know, it's what we were talking about. It's sometimes getting the point is part of the problem. You know, with the invisibility coming out from the Sombra, it makes it a little bit easier. And then we do have very mobile tanks coming out on the offense as well. But of course, Marks, Team Alpha are going to rock. They're going to roll. Team Bravo's not getting anything. The Sombra's going to fail. One-man EMPs. Just nothing coming out. Alpha all the way.
Wow. Wow. All right. One-man EMPs. Calling it there, huh?
Yeah, we're back in it, Marks. I'm rooting for my team again. Jarvis is out of the booth. I don't have to feel bad about it anymore.
True that, but let's go. I'm so curious how these compositions are even going to really work with one another. We're having a little bit of a Pharah battle in the sky, but Ford F-150 just gets sleep darted. An absolutely massive sleep dart coming in from Akuji already. Got Nemo just plucking in the damage right now. Oh, sorry. No, healing the team on this Ana pick. Akuji also doing the same, try and keep these mobile heroes going, but that's going to be the first pick onto Xeno. Ford F-150 got traded out, but Ford F-150 back into the fight as well. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a scrap. This is so hard to just talk about because, you know, it feels like these teams don't even know what to do on this map.
Yeah, it really does seem like a bit of a battle of the Pharahs at the moment. Loki putting in the damage.
Oh.
And again, Akuji coming up with a pretty good map so far, only a minute in, but having some pretty impactful ability usage. And it's going to be Alpha Team just shepherding Bravo back to spawn. A pick on the Loki, but Dr. Brennan might be able to get that res back online. Ford F-150 without a Mercy. Not going to be doing too much.
And now we're going to be seeing average size swap over onto the Tracer. Locknack gets back into the fight. Does have that barrage, and Nemo's already down. Make that the same with Booze. So this is looking like Alpha are going to be able to hold on to this point once again. So painful. Bravo were so close to getting that first tick, which would have been massive for them, honestly. And now, we're resetting. Bravo got to regroup and rethink their strategy before they go in. And as soon as I say that, never mind, another Pharah battle in the sky.
Yeah, and again, you know, you have that Mercy pocket. It's pretty hard to get, you know, one shot or taken down too quickly, so you can kind of pick and prod. Lucknet coming in with the barrage. Ford F-150 just dropping on top of him and barraging him right back. We are going to see a lot coming out from Bravo Team. That barrage from Loki wasn't, you know, it was punishing. You get one pick onto the ball, but that's about it. And now Bravo, they have a chance to come back into this. The Alpha Team. The spawn's so far away.
Yeah, it really is, and Loki's gonna now have to respawn. Make that the same case with the Akuji. They've got the numbers. Bravo Team already have a tick as well. Zeno gonna be using the blade, runs into average size. Why, hello there, friend, and just goes kablooey. Now Ford F-150 doing their best to just continue to rain down these rockets from the sky. Lean into that oppressive energy to not even allow Alpha Team a chance to even touch the point. And that's going to be point number 1 going to Bravo Team. Now they're looking to just steamroll their way onto the second point. You got to be careful, though, because already a lot of Alpha has respawned on our setup.
Yeah, the mine's on point as well. Really not a lot of ultimates other than Mini Burst, Gravitic Flux for the defense here. Loki able to clear out the mines, but they lose Nodlin in the process. This looks like that good old classic Horizon steamroll. Team Alpha has to come up with something if they want to stay in this fight.
Yeah, but let's also not forget that Alpha have a really close respawn gate here. Ford F-150 gonna get taken out, is able to get the res back online, and this might be it. Looks like Bravo were really just using this momentum to roll things forward. Locknack can't find anything as Minibur gets stuck with a grenade. And now, yeah, these rockets are just so punishing to anybody who is on the ground, especially too playing around this. The self-destruct does come out. Nodlin is going to fall down. Tracer coming in to stall things out. Akuji taking damage from above, and Average Size going in for the finish up right there. Now Average Size looking to just take everybody out they see. Gets the smack out to his Xeno. I didn't even see that one. Minibur is swapped over to the Reinhardt as well, but is just getting absolutely melted. And Dr. Brennan just trying to keep people alive, but it's just such a tall order on this point. The Nano Boost is going to be invested into Naudelin's ball, as the mines are going to try and get a little bit of space, but it doesn't matter because still so much damage coming in. Loki coming back with the barrage might have just evened this out, and this might be a stabilizing moment for Alpha Team here. These ultimates are going to be working out for them as Xeno finds Nemo in the back line with this pulse grenade, and yeah, Alpha are going to win that fight out.
Man, Marks, I remember why this map got removed.
Why did this map get removed, Smiggy?
That was, you know, Bravo Team won like 3 fights in a row. They had reses online. Cabo res twice in a single fight to bring Ford F-150 back, and it still just didn't matter. The stalls they're too strong. You know, Nodlin just gets to roll around a bit while his teams, you know, they respawn, they're back on point in like 3 seconds. It's just so hard. Yeah, this is kind of a tall mountain to climb if you are the attacking team. Point number 1, sure, but point number 2 is extremely difficult. Ford F-150, though, was able to find them. And look at this, the picks are coming through. This could be the moment. Okay, there you go. Hey, you said that it was tough, but just like that, Bravo were able to win out the map with a lot of time to spare. And that is one of the benefits, is actually getting those 2 ticks online. So you can't stall out quite as much as you can, you know, during the first fight, which was really a big benefit for the Alpha team, is that they had those 2 ticks to spare. Once they lose that second fight, it gets a little bit worse. So yeah, it really seems like your team is coming online, Mark. We might be going to a map 5, but again, the map is not over yet. Let's see what the offense coming out of the Alpha team looks like.
And I just want to quickly, I really do want to see Echo, but I just want to say, it seems like both of these teams are doing a pretty good job of adapting their heroes in order to play around it. Obviously, it was kind of just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and just trying to see what was going to stick at first, but it really did seem like both Bravo and Alpha as well were feeling a little bit more confident in their compositions towards the end. And yet this time, well, we're going to be seeing a double shield defense coming in. I like Average Size playing the Soldier 76. That's going to allow for just consistent like damage from a range that I don't know that Alpha are going to be able to contest it with.
Yeah, what are they doing, dude? Like, just looking at the Alpha team, they are going for what looks like that's my team. Those are my guys. This is the best strat in the world. But they are going for the teleport bastion strat here. And where exactly are they going? Just straight to point.
Whoa, okay.
Loki taking a lot of damage there, but they're on here. And it looks like they are going to be able to set up as well.
Yeah, Nemo's already taken out thanks to Xeno here. Lockback just now in the back line, melting the shields. Anything that gets thrown. Nemo down again, just got rezzed and already taken out. And look at this, this Bastion is gonna burr. Gonna burr the other team right into the ground. Still, Bravo are trying to hold on to it, but it's all falling apart. And like you said, wow. Okay, 6 minutes on the clock now to take point number B. Already Loki so close to getting that ultimate online. Oh boy, we might be seeing yet another steamroll. Somebody get their license.
I'm looking at the ultimates. That's really what's going to allow for them to keep pushing forward here. An amplification matrix on the high ground plus, you know, a sim wall in the middle of the point might just be enough. No ultimates for Bravo to really contest this, but Dr. Brennan has to stay alive.
Oh, forces out the immortality field. Now Average Size is going to be using the sights. Finds Nodlin as well as Loki. Now it's just walking things down. Oh boy, this Soldier 76 pick, like I said, just so oppressive. And oh, wait, hold on a second. Ford F-150 now on the Hanzo. Already found a pick there. And yeah, okay. Hey, they're able to stabilize here, but still 5 minutes on the clock, Spooky.
5 minutes and a tick. They almost got that second one as well. It took everything that Bravo team had to hold on to that one, especially average size coming up big. Yeah, we could see the Nano Bastion coming up. I'm not really sure who else you would Nano, just hoping Xeno can get those picks. But this does give an opportunity for Bravo team to, you know, get back online. We do see the Nano Bastion, but can he hit anything?
Oh, yep, he found average size, that's for sure. Just plucking those tank shells in there. And a self-destruct on the point as well finds Nodlin. And yeah, this is just Alpha Team absolutely dominating Bravo. They're trying to make this one stay alive, but as long as Felix can maybe stall this one out, then it'll give the team enough time to regroup, but never mind. Oh, wow. Look at that time difference. 3-minute difference on the clock, Spooky.
4.5 minutes. I was saying the defense was tough. What do I know?
Clearly not Horizon Lunar Colony.
Yeah, but just really a great snowball coming out from Team Alpha. You know, they build up so many ultimates on that first fight. They don't have to use any of them, and then they just run away with it. The Nano Bastion was enough to capture that second point there, but it makes me wonder what their overtime attack side is going to be like. Again, only a minute 40 for Team Bravo to get away with this one. They have to get something on the board, because you imagine that Alpha will cap at least first point with 4.5 minutes. So that, you know, to get into a drawable scenario, it looks like that Bravo team will have to do the same. But I am curious to see what Alpha's attack will look like, because you can't do the same thing twice, right?
I mean, it genuinely looks like right now Bravo are going to be trying to do that exact same strategy. The Bastion Sim Teleporter is the meta for Horizon Lunar Colony. We are making waves right now in 2022 in Overwatch.
This is it now. This is what we're going to see. Nodlin is just going to be, you know, holding the high ground. We have Minibur on the other side. Loknak just gets to bounce between them. This is what Calf has cooked up in the lab. And we'll see if it actually works against the exact same strategy they took point A with. Someone has to touch. And Loknak does not have a good sightline.
Yeah, they're just getting pelted with so much damage. And Ford F-150 hasn't found any picks yet. Finally finds Xeno. But still, these Bionades have just been absolutely massive. Now Bastion v Bastion, but Loki wins that one out. Minibird, though, did find Cappadocia. It's still winnable right now for this Bravo team. They've already gotten a tick on the board. They're looking to extend it by just a little bit more. Minibird trying to, once again, stall things out, but Nemo gets the punch onto it. And that's looking like a point number 1 for Bravo team. Once again, teleporting Bastion is the main strat.
It's crazy how different these compositions play than, you know, the opening Pharah duels where, you know, you'd see a pick come in, then the res would come in, then, you know, a pick would come in a little later, and that one might get res too, and you have like 90-second fights going on. Now, things are decided in like 15 seconds. As both teams, they just want to run these Sim Bastion strategies. Loki's on top of the world, apparently, set up for this one.
Ooh, took out the teleporter and Booze falls down. Never mind, they're taken up into the air. An immortality field is going to keep them alive. Minibird just knocking in those little explosive balls of goodness. And yeah, that photon wall is going to...
Bastion, Loki was born in it.
Clearly. And yeah, I think this is a very interesting place to put this teleporter, because this beam actually moves from left to right, so does get a little bit of range with things and can just teleport back to safety in order to get the, what do you call it? Just get some heals. Ford F-150, meanwhile, oh, look at that, almost melted Loki, but Loki takes himself out with the tank form. You hate to see that. Still, Alpha, they're moving things forwards, trying to eliminate these attackers as Nemo pops the sound barrier in order to keep everybody alive. Now, ults are going to be tossed in as well. Nemo just trying to stay alive, has to escape from Nemo's clutches as a supercharger now is going to be online, and Minibird is just turning it up on this Sigma. Yeah, this is too much damage coming in right now. I don't think that the Bravo team are going to get a foot on point B. The win condition very clearly set. It's all up to you, Alpha.
Was Paradise Aegis scrimming Horizon Lunar Colony? Like, when we're getting confirmation from Oakley that they were scrimming. I didn't think anyone would actually play the map, but I mean, watching this, they're too practiced. Again, we do see, you know, Paradise Aegis players on both sides, but Team Alpha, Team CAF do have, I think, does have one more, and then of course the coach as well. Because these teleport, you know, the positions, the locations they're placing the sim teleports, you don't just load up into Horizon Lunar Colony and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna place all of these here and get all these sight lines.
Yep.
It's, I guess they were saving strats for the show match.
Well, honestly, good on them for actually scrimming the map, understanding that it was going to be in rotation. But still, hey, you know what? I'm glad that we are getting Horizon Lunar Colony, just so that they're able to use some of those strategies. You know, it didn't go to waste.
Yeah, it looks like it is about to give Alpha Team the victory in the Hyperion Legends show match here at the end. They are running with the same strategy, and obviously I believe Bravo Team is wise to it now. But Marks, how does it feel knowing your team is about to lose?
It doesn't feel great, Spooky, but I believe in Bravo. I think that they will be able to pull this one off just yet. The teleporter is already online. This time, Alpha taking a different route. See if this works out. This already setting up these turrets in order to just negate any of the shields. It could be posing a problem as Loki just spraying things through. Already so much damage infiltrated in, but honestly, they're just going to have to watch out for average size, and where average size does set up, it's in the back line. These anti-nades are doing a lot of work as well. If you can't get healed up, then you're just going to get melted by the Bastion. A little bit of a stalemate. This is like double shield at its finest. Ford F-150, though, is able to find a pick onto Brennan, playing the rat right now, and it's working out great.
Yeeting the mines. Like 30 feet through the air. Like shot put.
Yeah, little do you know, Ford F-150s are not only able to transport so much, but can also play shot put. Will transport all your heavy goods wherever they need to go. Odlin able to find two. Oh, this might be the chance for Alpha to actually send Bravo home. Nodlin, trying to stay alive, does have the reindeer skin as a little bit of a buff, but Nano Boost is going to be invested as well, as Felix is trying to stay alive. So much damage, the accretion does come in, but only finds the photon barrier. And Alpha have stabilized themselves onto the point. Ford F-150 now investing the tire in, but gets shot down. And yeah, all right, this is for the win right now. Alpha team, they only need to get one tick, and they're going to be winning this out.
And they do have the tank form with the nano boost online here, Marks, the configuration tank. Average sized is waiting for it, but you know, this isn't in the best position if they're going to use the same teleporter they did last time. We have to see where Loki decides to pop this configuration tank, where he wants to use the ultimate, because it could end the game, it could end the match here and now. Just need a few picks.
Yeah, and Bravo are trying to adjust a little bit in order to make sure that they're going to be doing it. Oh, we do have a little bit of a pause coming in, a disconnect coming in from Alpha Team. Maybe there is hope for Bravo just yet.
Yeah, Marks is like, start the game, start.
Yeah. Overwatch 2 practice. That's what this is.
So we did. It looks like we did lose Nodlin. I'm sure we will be able to get them back as soon as possible. But still, everything is looking good for Team Alpha. But you know, it is Horizon Lunar Colony. It is 2 CP. Anything could happen, Marks. And Nodlin joining the game back. I think we will get right back into this. You know, I'm not sure if he had the supercharger online, but you're mostly playing the Orisa in this composition for that shield. Obviously, the supercharger would be great, but you're mostly looking at this nano boost plus the configuration tank coming out from Loki. I think the bongo was just icing on top of the cake. You have enough damage.
But that would 100% secure the victory, especially too pushing into Booze, who also has the supercharger online. Felix and Average Size are also very close to building up to their ultimates. So Alpha, they just have to time this one right, and I think they could walk away with it. And the ball is gonna be in Bravo's court to make sure they return it and win it out. Zeno has already set up the TP. Now they're going in for it. Death from above once again, but Lockback pops the tank configuration and immediately just gets melted. Wasn't behind the shield, and Bravo are actually gonna win this one out. The self-destruct committed onto the point, but doesn't find anybody. But wait, what? No, not like this. Not like this. Oh, Bravo. Oh, my beautiful Bravo babies. Oh, boy. Well, congratulations to the Alpha team. You were on the right side of history this time, Spooky.
Oh, fantastic. It feels so good. It's some kind of fate putting that one in. I don't think that was the way anyone was expecting this one to end, but it is going to be Alpha team coming out on top for this Hyperion show match. Congratulations to Team Alpha and Caffeinated, their coach. And of course, Marks, you know, we've been having fun with this one.
Yes.
A little friendly roasts coming out from maybe more on my side than yours. But
you know what? You thought a Ford F-150 was an airplane, so I'm good with that.
Well, I mean, it could be. Put some wings on it. But, you know, we're just here to have fun. We have a lot of respect for these players and the coaches as well, and we've just been trying to have kind of a good time coming into this one. But just fantastic showing all around, and just a really good way to cap off the Hyperion Cup.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. And once again, big thanks to Oakley and Xenon for bringing us on board to be a part of the Hyperion Cup, and also just getting things organized and being able to make sure that these matches are broadcasted. This was the very first Open Cup that was under the Hyperion brand. And, well, hey, thanks for having us and everything. But we will be having an interview come up. So we're going to be throwing to a break just for a little bit. And when we return, we're going to be probably interviewing someone from Alpha. So stay tuned for that. And then we're going to close things out for the night. We'll be back just after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hyperion Open Cup Legends show match. We are now joined in the booth with two players, not just one. It's going to be a Zeno and Felix. So how are you guys doing? Let's start with a Zeno.
I'm feeling great. I know Frost Nova's regular season wasn't too hot, so it felt good to, one, become a legend, and two, end up winning.
And how about you, Felix?
Doing well. Clover kind of had a rough season as well, but we've been taking a break because it was kind of rough. So it's great to be playing again because I've been missing playing Overwatch.
Yeah, and both of you guys mentioned your own team's performances, so I did want to ask a little bit. How was playing in the Hyperion Cup, playing with your teammates? Maybe your performances weren't quite as much as you like, but overall, to cap off the season, so to speak, how was it? What'd you guys think? Let's start with Felix.
Yeah, so in between the Hyperion Invitational and the Hyperion Open Cup, we lost Greg, who was a great player, a Hyperion legend themselves the previous season.
I remember Greg.
So we were doing a lot of trials right after, and obviously that process takes a while. And we stumbled upon Dogfish, and unfortunately, it was like towards the holiday season, so we didn't get to scrim with him that much. So coming into January, we kind of joined Hyperion Cup like at the very last minute, so we were like already kind of rusty from not scrimming that much, but then also got this new variable on our team. So the one thing that I'm really proud of is that like it was definitely rough around the edges towards the beginning, but then we started to kind of really pick up and started to gel together again towards the end of the season.
Fantastic. And Azina?
I mean, Nova has a similar story. Like after the invitational, we lost like over half our roster, which ended up becoming Surge. So congratulations to them for winning. But it was rough finding a whole bunch of people, and we had a few role swaps. But overall, like I wouldn't want any other teammates. And even though the season was rough, I had fun while doing it.
Okay, awesome. And just with the experience, things moving forwards, we're not sure how much longer Overwatch is going to be a game that's played. Is there any single memory that is going to stand out for each of you guys from this Hyperion Cup experience that is just going to like really stick with you for the future? Starting with Zeno this time.
I think it's definitely going to be tonight. I know last season I wanted to be either interviewed or become like one of the Hyperion legends so badly. This is my first time on a team, so I was super excited.
In one night.
Now I got both in one night. It's great.
Just light him up and hit him with that fire barrage. Why don't you?
Exactly. What a dream.
And Felix, how about you?
So not to like piggyback on Xeno, but like it would be, I mean, like it is honestly like a huge honor for me to be nominated as a Hyperion legend for the second time. Thank you to everyone who voted for me. But I think, I mean, overall, I think like the Hyperion Invitational, like Kaiju Core Clover, like we've always been kind of like cursed with like getting third place in a lot of tournaments in the past. So like to just have that like monstrous season in the invitational was just genuinely like so surreal to me. And I was like, this is gonna end, right? Like we're gonna lose eventually, right? And it was just like so crazy to like just to have like this crazy monster team and just I don't know, everyone just like having these huge expectations for us, which I've never really experienced before. So that was really cool.
Fantastic. So I do want to ask both of you a little bit about the future going forward with your teams, how with Overwatch. But first, how was it playing on Horizon Lunar Colony again? We saw some strats. Oakley told us the Paradise Aegis guys were like scrimming, and there was some weird sim Bastion stuff. We'll start with Felix.
Sure.
Just any thoughts on that last map there?
Funnily enough, like Clover actually like when Horizon was in the map pool, that was the only 2CP map we were scrimming. So we were actually like very prepared. We had, I mean, I can spoil it now because the season's over, but we had this like very strong double shield Ashe Torb comp where we would just full hold teams like every scrim, and then we would just have like this very oppressive ball comp on attack. and it was just so good. But we never chose the map, and no one ever chose the map against us. So we never pulled it out.
For good reason, honestly. And Zito, how about you?
I think my team maybe scrimmed Horizon Lunar Colony once, and I wasn't even there, so I don't know how it went. But I think I honestly I can't remember already, but I think I was the one that was like, let's sim TP to point and then like call the rotations, and we were like, let's go Bastion. And honestly, the rest is history.
It started out as a joke and became a very quick menace.
Yes.
Yeah, but it managed to work out. It was definitely a fun one. Wasn't really sure what to expect from that map, but definitely wasn't that. Still, I want to ask you to kind of to close things out. What do you think the future is going to be like for you guys as players, your teams, and going forward? What do you expect? Very very open ended question, I know, but we'll start with Azino here.
Like already, I was flex DPS last season, and I've moved over to main tank now for my team. So it's I'm basically moving all over the place, but I think after this season I'm gonna stick it out on main tank and then possibly either look for another team on off tank or flex DPS because I do miss it. But I'm excited for what the future holds for me.
Fantastic. Felix?
Yeah, so with the announcement of Overwatch 2, I was kind of like, oh, no more tank synergies. That's like my favorite part of Overwatch. But so like I was considering like, oh, maybe I'll switch to hit scan DPS or flex support. But we already kind of like have soft plans going into the Overwatch 2 beta here. We've kind of like thrown all of our alt accounts in there, hoping we can get a beta key in and get 5 to stack together. I'm hearing that off tank is actually a lot more powerful than main tank in Overwatch 2. So, I keep joking with my team, like, oh, I'm going to retire and I'm going to just become fully like full-time manager for this team. And everyone's like, no, you're not. So, yeah, I mean, we're looking to hopefully, get a head start on Overwatch 2, get those keys in and like scrim it either in the beta or, a custom game mode in Overwatch 1. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. And just one final thing. Any last shout outs that you guys want to just do while we have you in the booth up here for the Hyperion Cup or just your team in general? The floor is yours, and we're going to start with Felix.
Yeah, I mean, the usual things I always say, thank you so much to everyone who supported us throughout this entire season. Thank you for, Hyperion for like holding this tournament. It's always been like a really fun experience for us. I'd love to thank Tengu, who's the head of Kaiju Core. I'd love to thank Jexus, Cybel, like all of our coaches for Kaiju Core Clover. And then, of course, thank you to all my teammates who have worked so hard this entire time. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Felix. And Azino?
Yeah, like first off, thank you to all the people that run this show, like from producers, casters, admin staff, whatever. Like all y'all are amazing. But shout out to my teammates that I know some of them were here in the chat, like cheering me on. And hi to my mom. She's actually watching the stream. Hi, Mom.
Oh.
Shout out to Azino's mom.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining us, and congratulations once again on being the legends of the Hyperion Cup Season 1. And with that, this is going to wrap up the program for tonight. So, Spooky, do you got any closing thoughts for us here?
Just fantastic. A lot of fun. And again, one more big shout out to Oakley, who has really been, he's put this thing together. He's always doing the production, the observing, and really just, I know he has a lot of help, of course, but just always the man behind the show, doing the best to put this thing together. I know he puts a lot of time into it, so.
Yep. When Oakley is not playing Pokemon or Horizon Zero Dawn soon, or Quirtle, Oakley's doing everything that he can in order to make sure that the Hyperion Cup goes again. So once again, big shout out to Oakley, and thank you to Xenon for helping out with a lot of the admin stuff in the background. But also too, thanks to all of the teams and players who did join us for Season 1 of the Hyperion Open Cup. What will the future hold as Overwatch 2 gets closer? Who knows? But you're going to want to make sure to follow the channel, join the Hyperion Discord. Just, get those updates as things roll out, because I'm sure something's cooking up in the future. But for now, this has been casted by myself, Marks, and I've been casting alongside Spooky. Oakley has been our producer and observer, and Xenon's been the server admin to make sure that everything was going smooth tonight. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's a wrap on Hyperion Cup Season 1. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in.